Excuse me.
Thank you. That is kind.
You're a soldier?
Long ago.
Do you mind? I'm Sam.
Please. Tell me, Sam, do you know the story of our slain king and his beautiful daughter, the Princess Visa?
I don't.
Well, you remind me of her.
Tell me what's going on.
I'm here to finish your training.
A little late for that.
One is never too old to learn, Snips.
All right. What's the lesson, Master?
Live. Or die.
I fear we lost some measure of our honor since that betrayal. I'm afraid our compassion, our kindness, our very joy died with that young girl.
I believe I've seen you. I won't fight you.
I've heard that before.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Space-Tastic Discussions. And I am excited for this show today. It is the Rebel Moon Anniversary stream, or the anniversary of the director's cuts of Rebel Moon, and I'm so excited to talk about this. So please welcome as I bring on Rebel Moon Theory. How are you, man?
Hey, what's up, everyone? How are y'all doing?
I'm doing great tonight. I am really excited to talk some Rebel Moon tonight. Director's cuts of Rebel Moon. I can't believe it's already been 2 years since we got these movies.
Man, time flies.
That it does. And it's just, I love these movies. I mean, like, I like the studio cuts, but since I'm a single guy, I live alone, I don't have kids. Now that the director's cuts are out, these are the versions I watch.
Oh yeah, man. Both versions are like my favorite movies of all time.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think I've always compared it to the studio cuts are butterless lobster and the director's cuts are lobster with butter. Both really good, but if I have a choice right in front of me, I'm always going to choose lobster with butter.
Oh yeah. I never actually really tried lobster with butter.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I probably need to go to Red Lobster.
Yeah, next time you go to Red Lobster, get butter. Try it with butter. It's so much better. But
Maybe I just ate too much of the biscuits there because their biscuits are really good.
yeah, I get that. That's actually my traditional birthday dinner, and yeah, I understand that completely. I totally understand that. But yeah, I'm really excited for this show today. This show tonight to talk some Rebel Moon and just celebrate the anniversary of this. So I want to start with this topic: is Rebel Moon Theory's experience meeting Sofia Boutella, because we talked about this before, and I took that down for request of Rebel Moon Theory for personal reasons. So I wanted to give him the chance to recap his experience meeting Sofia Boutella. So this picture right here, like,
Man,
man.
that's Cora herself.
So, so what was your experience like meeting Sofia Boutella? What up, Sky?
What's up, Skywalker? How you doing? Man, so originally I almost didn't go to this convention. And I think what really motivated me to go was I think Rebel Moon was coming out and I was just thinking about like, could I cosplay as anyone? So that's when I decided to go to this convention and dress up as Jimmy. And a little later on, after I got my ticket for Fan Expo 2024 New Orleans, I found out that Sofia Boutella was going to be there, and I was like really excited, or I should say, I was really Zactivated. So meeting her she was a really nice person, really nice person. I believe she seemed really excited to see me cosplaying as Jimmy, and I got a picture with her, and it was super dope. It was really awesome getting to meet her.
100% Sky, 100%. And yeah, I mean, I totally understand that because, like, I've met her, and I got nervous, but it's the same experience you had. She is super, super friendly.
Indeed, indeed.
She's such a nice person, and like what I like, she really like she seemed genuinely excited to meet her fans. It didn't seem like she was like, yes, obviously we know they're there for a payday. I mean, I know they're not just coming out of the kindness of their heart. They're there for a payday, but it's so nice when they still seem like they still want to be there. Like they're still happy to be there and still happy to meet their fans.
And it's not only fans, it's dedicated fans, true fans as well. Or even people who just love the movies that she is in. Because she's also in Star Trek and The Mummy.
Oh, really, Sky? Really? Like, okay, I knew about the Mummy, but I didn't. Wait, when was she in the Mummy? Because I've seen the first two, and I don't recall seeing Sofia Boutella in it. You're
She
talking about
was in
the
the 2017 one.
Okay. Is that the Mummy 3? Is that the one they made non-canon?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. The one in China?
I I think so.
Okay,
I
well
had
also the remake. There's a remake. Okay.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is in that one.
Oh, okay. So this isn't any of the Brendan Fraser ones.
It's not in those.
Okay, thanks, Sky. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so I'll have to check that one out because I definitely want to see Sophia Boutella in a lot more of her stuff because I know I saw her, the little crossover with Army of the Dead with that one assassin movie. What was that
Oh, I
called?
know which one you're talking about. I actually still
She,
hadn't seen that movie.
yeah, It's a good one. I liked it. I forget what it's called, but like Sofia Boutella is a ballerina who falls in love with Dave Bautista's character. Hold on, this is gonna bother me. Dave Bautista, Sofia Boutella, movie. Okay, I saw. It's called The Killer's Game. Yeah, The Killer's Game. That's what I'm thinking of.
Killer's Game? Okay.
Oh, really?
Universal
Yeah.
monster movie. Like with Dracula and Frankenstein?
The Monster Cinematic Universe. Oh, another MCU.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Interesting.
It's
But
alive! It's alive! When it's not.
so, did you get any autographs from Sophia?
Oh yes. I sure did. I sure did. The one I got was of it's that shot where Cora's like on the fields holding one of her harvest tools, and she's out in the fields like it's like in the evening, but she's out like in the wheat with her harvest tool holding the tool she has. That's the one I got.
Okay, cool, cool. Sky, which picture are you talking about? Are you talking about Sophia and Dave Bautista, or are you talking about this one right here? Oh, the Universal Monsters. Okay, okay. Talk more about me and Sophia Boutella while I look for this picture.
Oh yeah, man. I even went to her Q&A, and this was like the second Q&A that I've went to at like a convention because I went to one in like 2022, but I went to like one Q&A, but I went to Sophia Boutella's Q&A, and like it was packed. Like there was a lot of people there. And also when because at fan expos, because I've only been to 2 fan expos, but when I went to the one in January of 2024 in New Orleans, they were playing the trailer for Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, like a few months before it came out, and she was there. There were people like really like rocking out with Rebel Moon there. And it was really dope, like getting to hear, her experience of working with Zack Snyder and even like hearing about Rebel Moon and what was to come after like we got Rebel Moon Part 1 and Child of Fire. And it was really exciting. And I'm very glad I went to this convention to get to meet her. I thought it was a really great moment. And that honestly might be like probably my favorite convention, like out of all the ones I've been to. Because I've been to a lot. But that's probably my favorite one.
Okay, so I couldn't find the picture of all the monsters together, and I don't want to be. I can't completely search for that while running a stream, but I did get this one at least. A request from the audience. So if someone has a picture they want me to send, feel free. But I can't spend too much time looking for pictures while running a stream. But that one is dope. But yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really glad to hear. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. So we'll just
Wait, Johnny Depp
share
was
this.
going to be in this?
Oh. I guess so. Okay, okay. So these are all them as the characters, just the actors together. Okay. Is that Russell Crowe? Hey. Shoo. 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 Sofia Boutella. Oh yeah, Russell Crowe. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So thanks, Sky. Thank you. That would have been a cool. That would have been a cool. That would have been a cool universe. I will say that.
Man, you will be.
But
You know
hey,
what
you know,
else would
maybe
make
if
that
one
universe
of
dope?
we'll talk.
Oh, what's up?
What we're gonna say?
Oh, it's nothing like. I was gonna say this real quick. You want to make that universe dope if they put the hash slinging slasher and the strangler from SpongeBob in the universe.
You know, they actually did have Nosferatu in that episode.
Oh yeah, they did too.
Yeah,
Oh, Invisible Man. Okay.
interesting. Really cool. Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about that too much. That's depressing. That's depressing. Think about what we lost. We already had to fight for the Snyderverse. I'm not. But
Yeah.
still, though, I'm really glad you got this experience meeting Sofia Boutella. I really wanted to give you the chance to talk about this again. And I also wanted to show off some cool pictures of Rebel Moon Theory at a anime blues con. So what was this con exactly?
So this was an anime themed convention where they have anime, like it's an anime themed convention where they have like the maid cafe, and and they also have like they even invited like voice actors from animes at these conventions. And I got to meet Abby Trott, who voices Nezuko in Demon Slayer. I got to meet Adam McArthur, who voices Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. And that person also voices one of the characters from Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Is that DD Baker, hashtag Justice for Fives, or DD Drackley? How do you say his name? DD Drackley Baker.
Uh, I know what you're talking about. That's not him. It's
D. Bradley Baker. Okay,
yeah, D.
just to make
Bradley
sure.
Baker. Yeah, that's the voice
Or
for
D.
Captain Rex.
Or, yeah, and all the clones.
Yeah. I'm trying to load this up because I'm trying to see what the name of this character is. But yeah, I'll just continue on. So I also got to meet um think it's I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce his name. Kaiji Tang. He voices Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, who is Yuji's master. And if you see one of these pictures that was just on the screen, there's a statue of Gojo, and I'm actually
Oh,
like right
this one.
beside it. Yep, I got a picture of me beside the statue right there.
Nice. And I love that costume, though. Jimmy.
And I know Sky will be very. I don't know if he knows about this, but I'll just say right here. The voice actor I got to meet as well um, was, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name right. I think it's uh Amy Lowe or Law. Amy Law. She is the English voice actor for Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Yeah, Kaiji Tang also played Tai in Digimon. Yeah, he also voices a character in Demon Slayer. He voices one of the Hashira.
Excited to see
So
that one.
yeah. Oh man, you love it.
So, how did people like your costume though? Your Jimmy costume?
Man, they were really like, look, if if you are to go out and like cosplay as Jimmy at one of these conventions, the chances of you getting somebody's activated because they love your costume, the chances are about 100%. Because there were a bunch of people loving this costume. Even at the cosplay contest. Like
Did you
I'll be
win?
walking around. I was in expedition, so how it goes is that there's like certain categories you can put yourself in where there's like advanced. I don't know what the others are, but the one I put myself in was expedition because it's where like you can just go out there and like to show off your costume. You just don't win any awards, which they did have one award for expedition, but I don't think it like really mattered. Like you don't like because if you're actually participating in like craftsmanship, like they have to inspect your cosplay. They have to ask you like how did you make this and how did you do that? They have to basically just like analyze and scan your costume to see how you did it, how you made it. But if you're in expedition where you just want to show off your passion for things that you love, you don't have to worry about that. You just show up when the time is right and you just show up and then you show off your cosplay and that's what I did. But man, I could tell a lot of people were loving my costume. Like there were people like getting my pictures of my costume and it was super dope, man. And here's the thing too, like it's really dope to like go out to conventions like this one where you really get to go out there and like meet people who are really fans of the things that they are a fan of and the fact that they love the things that they love and they're going out to like really just show off the things that they're like really passionate for in a way that's super effective and it's super dope. And yeah, I had a wonderful time at this convention. I even saw some really dope cosplays, but a lot of people there was a lot of people loving my Jimmy cosplay, really loving it. And doing these things, like just staying effective for something you love, these are the results that you will get.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just show out there, just go out there, show what you love in a positive light, and that's how you spread stuff you care about. Don't go out there, don't go putting down another franchise to prop yours up. Don't do any of just go be passionate about what you love. And I love that. I love that, man. Like I'm really glad you had a great time. I'm really glad you got to show off Jimmy. And now, though, there's a question, and I have to bring this up because people are insisting on this. I've heard this so many times. Is it Rebel Moon canceled though? Like Netflix is done with Zack Snyder. That's what I keep hearing. That Netflix is done with Zack Snyder, and they don't. And like Rebel Moon is dead. It's a dead universe, guys. That's what I keep hearing.
I'll even add on to what you're saying. I'm not going to mention any names, but I've been seeing some accounts say that, oh, they should license Rebel Moon to another platform. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but Netflix been rocking. Hey, Netflix even loves my Jimmy cosplay. I'll say that.
Oh,
He
really?
literally came out and said it.
Oh, really? Do you have a link with that?
Oh yeah. I thought I might have showed it to you.
Maybe, but just send it to me again so I don't have to search up all the way to the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just people are not getting. Zack Snyder is working on other projects right now that he's passionate about. He has The Last Photograph, he has the LAPD movie, which is Netflix, he has the Escape from New York. Like, this guy has other projects he's doing right now, but Netflix is still using Rebel Moon in other ways, expanding the IP in other ways. A comic book, a mobile game, a freaking VR game. Like, it's not like Netflix has completely abandoned Rebel Moon. They're doing what they can right now before Zack is ready to come back and do his big thing. It's not that complicated, people. But people want to insist. They want to insist that Rebel Moon is canceled, guys. Rebel Moon is canceled. Netflix abandoned you. Yada yada yada. Just stop. Okay? Like, I already had to debunk that weird statement about Netflix not wanting to do theaters, about how Dan Lin allegedly contradicted Ted Sarandos. He did not. Checked out. I clipped that part in 2 parts, but it's so okay. So let's show this part right here that Rebel Moon Theory has for, or actually no, I'm just gonna save this image first so I don't accidentally show something else. So Rebel Moon Theory, Netflix. Just anything else you want to say right now about this ridiculous statement?
Well, what's also interesting too is that the same people who have been pushing this, I've noticed that some of them have also been pushing this whole Zack Snyder at the MCU, like something that just came out today, this tweet. It's like they were kind of trying to push for Zack to maybe do something for the MCU. I'm just like, I don't even think he's even want to do that, honestly. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. Just people. I mean, it's just like, again, why do you like? I've always said, like, people are so obsessed with franchises they hate. It's really weird to me. Okay, let me just take down this. So
Yeah. So I'll read this real quick. I always make sure my Jimmy cosplay is ready to go for going out to conventions and showing off my cosplay. Oh, we love that. That is under the Netflix shop Instagram in one of their posts.
Who owns the Netflix shop? Is this some third party that
Nope.
is just fans of Netflix? It's not.
That is
Okay.
an official Netflix account.
Interesting. I mean, they didn't have to respond to that. I mean, Rebel Moon was some franchise they weren't continuing with. They could just ignore that, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. I'll say this: if Netflix wasn't doing anything, didn't have this mobile game, didn't have the Nemesis comic, didn't have it in Sandbox VR, I might be like, okay, maybe there's a point to this. But no, none of that is happening right now. Or if Zack wasn't busy with other projects.
Oh, speaking of that, you were just talking about the Rebel Moon game. So one of those pictures that you showed earlier, that was actually an autograph I got from Griffin Burns, who voices Matthew in Rebel Moon Bloodline, which Matthew is a Jimmy in the game.
Oh, really?
Right? Yep. And there's a
cool.
video of it on my Instagram and on YouTube because I got on there as well. But Zack Snyder liked that video of him signing my autograph. What's up, Cozy?
Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely show that because that's also really interesting. But we'll talk about that. We will talk about that. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I just wanted to come in and quickly debunk this crazy theory right now because it's just, guys, Rebel Moon is not canceled. Nothing about this is canceled right now, guys. Okay, it did well on the platform. I mean, you got 4 movies for the price of 1, guys. Okay, like basically the only way for the director's cuts to lose money was if they got negative views somehow. Negative views. That's not possible, guys. Okay? So, I don't want to beat a dead horse with this. I feel like we always need to acknowledge this every once in a while because people are insisting it's canceled. It's not, guys. We do still need to show our love for Rebel Moon. So, I just want to get that out there real quick. And now, this isn't going to be Rebel Moon related right now. But this is going to lead into the next topic. So I do want to kind of go over it on here right now. So basically, with Netflix, there's a whole thing with Paramount, the lawsuits, Warner Brothers. Are they going to get it? Are they not going to get it? Is Netflix going to swoop in and get Warner Brothers? So I have two ways that I think this ends. Because I think Paramount's going to get blocked, guys. I think whether it's with the lawsuits themselves, whether it's with the money that they have to pay, because they have to pay a lot of money, something's going to happen where they are not going to get all of Warner Brothers. Or maybe not even any part of Warner Brothers at all.
They have to pay that money or they get that chain and a shackle. That's the deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Oh my God. I love that. And I don't think they're going to be writing any Griffins to get out of that deal. So, I have my more rational theory, which is that Netflix gets streaming and Warner Brothers streaming in studios as originally planned, and Six Flags. Not that it has anything to do with that, but I theorize they're going to get into the theme park business. Bit of spoiler alert for some of what we're going to discuss. That's theory number one. Now, theory number two. This is the crazy out there theory. Universal just split off from Comcast, or they're going to split off from Comcast. They're going to become their own separate entity. Right now, as it stands today, the future of where Warner Brothers ends up is uncertain. Netflix may not want to wait for Warner Brothers to become available. So this is where I think they might go after Universal. But here's the twist. Because you're like, well, how is that a crazy out there theory? That's very rational. It is. But there's another part to this. I think that in addition, David Ellison, he's going to want to sell off assets of Warner Brothers real quickly. He's going to want to talk to Zaslav and be like, hey, we got to sell off some stuff so that regulators approve this. We don't have time to wait. We cannot be paying all this money for an entire year. So we got to find some contingencies. Let's sell DC. Who gets DC then? Netflix. So the full theory is that Netflix gets Universal and DC separately from Warner Brothers. So, what's your thoughts on that, Rebel Moon theory?
Well, I think that would that's very interesting because I did want to also add on what you're saying about Netflix getting DC. If that's the case, that could be a new way for them to publish new Rebel Moon comics through the DC Comics brand, right?
Well, let's revisit that next topic.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I do think that is a huge possibility, man, and I think it's very interesting.
Actually, you know what? We can just say it because next topic is specific to one part of that theory. So yeah, absolutely. I've theorized this too, is that Netflix gets DC Comics. They have a new way to print Rebel Moon comics. Just like, let's see, I was deleting some pictures on here very rapidly because I ran out of room. But, okay, I don't have that anymore. But that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I do think that. So we'll say this. Whether it's Paramount, whether it's blocking the deal outright and Warner Brothers sells in parts, either way, I'm just saying that they're going to get DC. So the exact semantics of that, or exact way, we'll see. Because that's another possibility too, right? Is that Netflix wasn't going to wait around for Warner Brothers, so they got Universal. Now Warner Brothers is selling in parts because the only other company who wanted to buy them was Netflix. So they're just going to sell in parts, and then they get DC. But Yeah, so now, again, I'm sure people are wondering. So obviously the Rebel Moon DC Comics, but I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what does this have to do with Rebel Moon? This is a Rebel Moon celebration. Why are we talking about this theory? I wanted to recap it because I wanted to make sure this leads perfectly into the next topic. Netflix buying Universal. How would this affect Rebel Moon? So, some of you may remember, Rebel Moon Theory and I did a stream about what would happen if Netflix bought Warner Brothers, how that would affect Rebel Moon. And we had some theories like that DC Comics would distribute Rebel Moon. Like it wouldn't be part of the DC universe, but it would still be under like DC's printing license or whatever. They would do that. And then also the director's cuts or the studio cuts would be distributed by Warner Brothers. Like Warner Brothers would do the studio cuts so that you could get those in theaters. And then the director's cuts would be done by Netflix. Now, granted, with Universal, I think it would be exactly the same. Is that Universal would do the Rebel Moon theatrical cuts, and then Netflix would do the director's cuts. So, what do you think about that, Rebel Moon theory?
What?
So, yeah. So, but here's the big thing I want to talk about, because this is what's really interesting. Because, I mean, most of it, I don't want to do a total repeat of theaters and all that, because it's the same thing with Warner Brothers, right? I mean, I think basically everything that would happen with Warner Brothers would happen with Universal. And that's assuming they got DC separately. But there's one thing, though, Rebel Moon Theory, one thing that would be very unique if Netflix got Universal. The theme parks.
Yep.
Well, first of all, Netflix houses. Let's start with like outside, not the actual like theme parks, but still Universal Orlando Resort, and and LA too. So, do you know what the City Walk is? At Universal.
I've never been to Universal, so I
Say that on City Walk, and you could access to other IP from Netflix, and like there's so much. Like that's
you
the
could
big
add
potential.
something new Rebel Moon related. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, well, exactly. Rebel Moon related. You could get some Rebel Moon related, but now let's get to the big part. The parks themselves. I'll mostly talk about Orlando because there's a lot more room there. Like I've been to both parks, and the LA one is nice. So, I do enjoy Hollywood, but it's definitely a lot smaller, and I don't know room-wise what they could fit. But with Orlando, there's 3 parks right now. 4 if you include the water park, but if you're just doing the 3 dry parks, Islands of Adventure, the Lost Continent, which is an area in Islands of Adventure, is supposedly being rethemed. Simpsons area at Universal Studios is supposedly being rethemed. And then the new park, Epic Universe, they're looking for ways to expand. Could you imagine, Rebel Moon Theory, a Rebel Moon land in any of those 3 parks?
Man, if that were the case, I'd be going over there now, going live and showing you guys my reactions to the park, because that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, and like to clarify, it wouldn't be the whole park. It would just be a land in the park.
Yeah.
But still, though, could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine? So, I hate using this example, but the Guardians ride at at Epcot, which is at one of the Disney parks, that was directed by Gunny Poo. That's the only example I know of. I hate using that example, but my point is, if Gunny Poo can direct scenes, like when I say the ride, like not like the ride mechanics, but like the scenes from the ride, he directed. Could you imagine Zack Snyder himself directing the scenes from the ride, like working with the park on the Rebel Moon ride, on a good story for the ride.
That would like really make you feel like you're in the world of Rebel Moon, and that's what it would. It would literally be that experience.
Yeah, yes, because Universal and Disney, like they're bigger like theme parks than Six Flags. Like I love Six Flags, don't get me wrong, but they're not a theme park. They're not like a big theme park. They're a fun little amusement park with minor theming. Whereas like Universal and Disney, you're actually in those worlds. Like Harry Potter, the world of Harry Potter. You are in the world of Harry Potter. Like whether it's Diagon Alley at Universal Studios, Hogsmeade at Islands of Adventure, and the Magic of Ministry at the Ministry of Magic at Epic Universe / 1920s France. It's still a clash of theming at that park. But anyways, I digress. You're really in those worlds. You completely forget that you're not in the world. You're not in that world because they do such a good job of theming. Universal's phenomenal when it comes to theming. So make no mistake, if there is a Rebel Moon Land in any of those parks whatsoever, it's going to be something amazing. Like you will feel like you're in that world, in the world of Rebel Moon.
Man, can you imagine if they had to where you can ride a Bennu?
Yeah. Oh, that would be a cool ride. Oh my God. Yeah, that would be cool. You could ride a Bennu, you could be fighting the Mother World on a ship. Like just don't do an interactive ride. I'm not, I mean, you can do an interactive ride. I'm not really a fan of those though. I mean, I'm lazy. I like to just enjoy the ride. But I mean, you could still do a cool blasting ride, I guess, too.
Interactive. Are you talking about where like like you're like actually talking to the characters, or they're like
Not necessarily talking to the characters, but like sometimes, like for example, Six Flags has Justice League Battle for Metropolis. You're shooting targets.
okay? That I honestly I would actually enjoy those because I mean I played Rebel Moon VR, so
Like, yeah, it could be cool. It's just, I mean, and again, this is a personal preference. This is not a like, if they do this, this is like bad. No, this is a personal preference, but that could be cool too. I mean, because think about it, like, here's the thing. I wouldn't want Netflix to over interfere with Universal because Universal's doing a great job with their parks. But giving Universal an access to more IPs, absolutely. Like this would be more exposure for Rebel Moon. This would, because there's still some people who haven't watched it yet. So I mean, imagine like going to Universal, hearing about this franchise, and then finding out it's on Netflix.
you want to know something else I would also add to the Rebel Moon Land?
Oh, sure, what?
Laser tag.
Okay, well, if you're doing laser tag, then you can't do a shooting ride. Because like one interactive ride experience is fine. 2 is too much for a land.
Hey, they can have
But
both.
but yeah, I mean, there's so many cool possibilities though. You could get like there's character meet and greets at Universal. Imagine like a Jimmy. Like,
Hey, y'all got him right here. That'll be me.
or like even like just any of the rides. Imagine like Sofia Boutella being part of the ride, like coming in, doing her scenes, filming for the ride, or even a Jimmy animatronic for the ride too.
Oh yeah. And you want to know something else too? I was thinking about that would be dope. So you know how in Disney World, I think it is at Hollywood Studios where there's like Jedi training and you can like create your own lightsaber and there's like interactions like with the characters where they tell you like about like the lightsabers and who wielded them, and then there's like parts where you hear Yoda. I think that's at Galaxy's Edge because I didn't go
So
to that one.
I have not been to Hollywood Studios since Disney owned Star Wars. Like I know they had some Star Wars stuff there before they owned Lucasfilm, but I haven't been. But it was a lot more limited. I have not been there since that. So I have like I'm a Universal guy. Okay, Disney's expensive. I went there once with a cousin of mine who knows how to do Disney. I will only go to Disney with her. Other than that, though, I will not go to Disney World because that's too many logistics,
yeah.
stuff to work out. But go on though. Go on with your point.
Yeah, so I thought about that, and with like Rebel Moon Bloodline, where you can select your classes, and I think Galaxy's Edge has like a Jedi Academy where like I don't know where you can literally like be a Jedi and be in like you can literally go to like Jedi training. So I was thinking that they could do something like that for like Rebel Moon where you could be like a Kryptonian, like you could be like Banner Guard, a Forsaken, or like an Evoker, or even a Jimmy Man, like the Kindred class. I think it would be cool if they did something like that, and they have some type of training for that too. And you meet up with Nikos, who is the like one of the commanders in that game.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, there's so many possibilities you could do with a Rebel Moonland, and it just like you again, Universal is good with their theming. Like I give Universal a lot of credit for how they do their theming. They are doing a good job of knowing how the world is. Now, granted, there may be some drawbacks depending on if and again, if this happens, first of all, if they put Rebel Moonland, there are some drawbacks. Like that potential guys. So if they take a land that's already themed and they because a lot of times with rides, they don't put new rides, they retheme them. So like the Simpsons ride wasn't a new ride. I mean, yes, they got the Simpsons actors to record the lines and like the video footage was new, but it was the Back to the Future ride. It's the Back to the Future ride rethemed with Simpsons. So if they were to do a Rebel Moonland, it's very possible they would put one in a theme like the Simpsons ride, where they would just use the same ride, but now make it Rebel Moon. So maybe the Ben New ride could actually work for like the Simpsons ride.
So what you're saying is like they use the same structured roller coaster that they built for the Simpsons, but just retheme it to Rebel Moon, basically.
Yeah, I mean that's just an example. Like it could whether it's the Simpsons ride or well, I think that's the only like land that's on the chopping block that has an established ride, actually. So like Lost Continent, they're retheming that one, but they don't have a ride for that I know of. So but then also Epic Universe. So that's their new park. That's their new park that they need to expand that ride. Because I mean, I did a review of that park. I love that park, but it needs new rides. It needs more rides. There's not a lot of rides. They desperately need something like a Rebel Moonland. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Rebel Moon Theory. I'm really conflicted. Like, on one hand, I have some sentimentality with Warner Brothers. I love I want Warner Brothers to exist as its own company under good leadership like Netflix. But the idea of having like DC and Universal owned by Netflix and us being able to get, we could get a DC land in Universal since Six Flags does not have the theme park rights for the state of Florida anymore when it comes to DC. But then also Rebel Moon at Universal. Oh my god. And because Netflix owns it, it's not a licensing deal. It wouldn't be a licensing deal. Like there wouldn't be some contract that runs out. Because Netflix owns Universal, there's no I mean, in this alleged scenario, guys, obviously they don't own Universal right now. Like, I'm like, ugh, part of me kind of hopes that this actually happens now.
It sounds dope, man.
Yeah, like this possibility is just so exciting to me. Like, I love theme parks. I've really been getting into theme parks. I'm trying to do more of that on my channel. And like, I mean, again, there's lots of other possibilities besides just theme parks, but I feel like you and I cover that really well with Warner Brothers, because I don't think there's anything with Warner Brothers that Universal can't do other than DC. But I'm suspecting that Netflix will get DC no matter what, whether it's with buying Warner Brothers outright or getting DC when Warner Brothers is having their little fire sale to after Paramount failed to get them. So
Oh
the
yeah.
point is they could do the DC comics with Rebel Moon. So I don't think there's really anything else other than that, because yeah, movie theaters, yeah, we know that. Universal would do Rebel Moon studio cuts, and then Netflix, the streamer, would do the director's cuts. But the theme park possibility right here, that's the one thing I think that really separates Netflix getting Universal to Netflix getting Warner Brothers. And I'm conflicted, though. I am conflicted because I want Warner Brothers to exist as its own company and not get destroyed. But I really like the idea of having a Rebel Moon land at Universal. I'm conflicted here, man. I'm conflicted here. But I'll tell you this, I'm sure Zack Snyder would be really excited to work with the theme parks to bring Rebel Moon to the theme parks.
You know he would be, man. He definitely would be down for that. And that would even continue expanding the world.
Yes, it would exactly. It would expand the world. It would bring a whole new audience to Rebel Moon. Like,
Yep. And here's the other thing too. I know this is kind of well, it has to do with the Netflix houses because I know we were discussing it. So there's another Netflix house opening up in Las Vegas next year.
yes.
I don't know what the exact date that is for. I don't know if it's for like early next year or like I know it's coming out next year. I don't know the exact date. But have they
Let's
like
see.
announced? I think I saw what they were like working on it. But you want to bet they may do something for Rebel Moon there, like they did with Army of the Dead in Dallas, Texas?
Okay, no, there are no specific date, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I hadn't been to any of the Netflix houses, but I've seen pictures and videos of what Netflix has been putting out at the Netflix houses where they have like a room for Army of the Dead where you can like walk around and even go inside the vault. I was thinking they may do something for that, like that for Rebel Moon. And that would be on par of like how it was at the Rebel Moon events where you had all like statues, like Imperial troops and like a Jimmy statue. I was thinking they could do something like that at this Netflix house. If not that, they may do another thing for Army of the Dead too, because it is in Las Vegas.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, Vegas. That'd be a missed opportunity, honestly, if they didn't do Army of the Dead. Like, I'm not gonna lie, for Vegas, if I had a choice between Rebel Moon or Army of the Dead for the Vegas one, I would actually pick Army of the Dead just because thematically it's like such a missed opportunity. But you got me thinking though, man. You got me thinking. Universal does Halloween Horror Nights. They have haunted houses. That's like their biggest event of the year. Is Halloween Horror Nights. Could you imagine? I guess this would probably more likely be Army of the Dead than Rebel Moon, because for haunted houses, could you imagine an Army of the Dead haunted house at Universal?
You be seeing the Jimmy Man fighting some zombies.
Maybe, maybe not. There is a costume policy.
Oh yeah, I believe there is too. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't really dress up because, especially on Halloween Horror Nights, because they don't want like customers getting mixed up with actors or
yeah,
guests getting missed. But you can be the Jimmy Man in spirit, though.
yeah. Hey, maybe they can add like a little Rebel Moon statue like outside or something like that because they do that for their characters at the Netflix houses.
Oh yeah, there lots of possibilities. And again, I think too with Netflix houses, I think if Netflix gets Universal, we're getting a Netflix house at each of the city walks. I definitely think that's going to happen. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that too. But we'll see we'll see how that goes. Especially if Paramount doesn't get Warner Brothers. You know, Netflix may not need to license. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, so that's the main reason I wanted to kind of bring this topic up because I didn't want to do a full topic on what if Netflix buys Universal because it would be too redundant with our Warner Brothers stream. I mean, a lot of the stuff would be the same. The only thing that would be unique, well, one, again, the DC. That's if they don't get DC separately. But the theme park right here, that's the big thing that makes this unique is the Rebel Moon representation at the Universal resorts. Like, my God, like the possibility of that.
Oh yeah, it would be wonderful, man. If they get Universal, I think they should do it.
I don't think it's a matter of should. I think they absolutely will do it because I mean they need more. You know, it's more IP for their park, and it's IP they don't have to pay for. They don't have to license it. They just get it. So now I think we kind of beat this topic to death now. So now I want to go over this one. So our boy Rebel Moon Theory has gotten some acknowledgement from Zack Snyder himself.
Yep. The man himself, the creator of the Rebel Moon franchise.
I don't remember. I don't. Okay, so he said he liked your Sofia Boutella picture.
Oh, he didn't like this one.
Oh, okay.
But I see Brett Colbert did. Shout out to Brett Colbert, Gunnery Commander of the King's Gaze.
Let's see. Oh, I don't see him on here.
He reposted it.
Maybe you were okay.
Yeah, you had to look at the repost.
Oh,
Right there.
okay.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
That's nice. And then was not this one. There's a lot of posts that Rebel Moon Theory does on here, guys. Zack Snyder doesn't like them all because that's a lot of posts. But
yeah, this right here, there's a reason why I pinned this one.
Well, Zack Snyder, I mean, I know it's Army of the Dead, but we know they're connected, so.
Yep. That's why I pinned it right there, so that way people know that this is also connected to Rebel Moon.
Oh, yeah, you even say it right here. You believe Army of the Dead is connected to Rebel Moon. And that's like by Zachary Edward Snyder right here.
Indeed.
And then, let's see, is this one? Ah. Oh, jeez, I swear I hate Instagram sometimes. Zachary Edward Snyder and Brett Colbert. With the photo that we showed earlier.
Yep. Look at me, y'all.
Nice. And then, oh yeah, Brett Colbert reposted that one too.
Yep.
And then this one, let's see.
This was the very first post that Zack Snyder liked of mine on Instagram.
Really?
Yep.
Man, though. Zack Snyder liking your post. Damn. And there's one more thing I want to show. It's not on your post per se. I mean, that's what I heard too, Sky. That's what I heard too. But what was your thoughts just
Oh, what's up?
when you got... I was going to say, what was your thoughts when you got this acknowledgement from Zack Snyder?
Man, if there's something I learned about being a content creator, it showed me how you can make big things happen by just being yourself and doing something the right way that is super effective. And Zack Snyder and his team acknowledging this platform and really supporting it has shown me that what I've been doing, it shows me I've been doing the right thing when it comes to the direction of this platform. And with me putting in all this work for something I'm really dedicated into and for something I really love, it shows you that these are the type of fans, in my opinion, these are the type of fans that people like Zack Snyder really love. They love fans who are truly dedicated to their work, who actually like really love the worlds that they build. And fans who want to dive deep into the lore and the history of the worlds that they built. And I even like remember seeing, because I posted this picture, that one picture on Instagram, and when I first saw it exactly like that, I was really excited, really excited, and it just shows me that it's even showing me that Zach is like he is fully aware of this platform and that he knows who I am. And it's really dope to see somebody, not only just Zach, but just seeing him and his entire team, like seeing all the work that we've been putting in. And seeing that we're getting this type of acknowledgement is really dope. And I'm really happy I got to start this platform, man, because like I've been able to do so much for you guys and really, able to keep y'all updated with Rebel Moon. And to even also, keep the fire going for Rebel Moon, keep it going, because we definitely need this franchise right now. And it's important that we continue to do the things that we do, because here's the thing, never think that the things that you are a fan of don't recognize with what you're doing. They definitely recognize it. I mean, Zack Snyder's been liking a bunch of my posts on Instagram. So shout out to Zach and his team for the support. And shout out to everyone who has been dedicated fans of this franchise, really putting in work, even for today's trending event. I've had a wonderful time. I've been going back and watching the director's cuts again. It's been super dope, man. It feels really dope. And it's great, man.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm really glad you got this acknowledgement from Zack Snyder, because that's not nothing. I mean, guys, Zack Snyder's a busy man. He's a celebrity. He has a lot of people, a lot of posts here. And this guy, Rebel Moon Theory, he gets acknowledged by Zack Snyder directly. This means Zack Snyder has to see his platform first of all to like that.
He has to see, not only just see my platform, but he has to see every single video and every short, every live stream, and every post of mine before he acknowledges any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. There's so because he doesn't want to, like, let's say like Rebel Moon Theory. Like I know you're not, but like let's say that you're trashing Rebel Moon, talking about how much Rebel Moon sucks and how it's canceled and stuff. Like, Zack Snyder's not going to want to like those posts on your Instagram. Because that's Zack supporting that platform. He's not going to do that. So
he
that
has
again,
to
that's
know your platform before he does any of that.
I agree, Jeffrey. And yes, yes, he has to know exactly what you are, exactly what you're about, exactly what you're doing, because the instant you do something that goes against his beliefs or something that he doesn't like, him liking your platform is supporting that. So it's very important that he watches that. So and it's like, it's not that it happened once, it's happening multiple times. And I'm sure it's going to happen again now, guys. Now that, it happened, they say once is an accident, two is a coincidence, three is a pattern. We got to 4, guys. We got to 4 on Instagram. Like, right, that was 4, right? That was 4 I showed.
Oh, you talking about for today's post?
Yeah, for the post that Zack Snyder liked.
Yeah, that was that's over that, but he's liked more than that.
But I'll double check that. I'll double check the post that I showed. But I do want to show something before we go back to your account. I want to go to one of Zack Snyder's posts now. And you may go, what does this have to do with Rebel Moon? This isn't Rebel Moon related. So Zack Snyder with his happy 4th post. So I want to show something right here. Rebel Moon Theory again. This is an awesome wallpaper. My wallpaper is the Jimmy cover for Rebel Moon House of Blood Axe issue 1 and Rebel Moon Bloodline. Okay. Oh my God, look at this. Zack Snyder, he's responded to you with heart emojis.
Indeed. And I got activated when I saw that because I was like, yeah, well, this is awesome.
Did he like that too? If he didn't like it, I mean, he got a comment. That's even better than a like. But okay, I'm just curious. But still, though, man, like Zack Snyder is giving you likes.
Even when I'm talking about the Rebel Moon comics and the games. And he's even liked posts from Rebel Moon Bloodline, too, of mine.
Oh, on Twitter, you mean?
On Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's go back.
Yeah, he hasn't liked any of my posts on like Twitter. It's mostly just been on Instagram.
Okay. So this is okay. So maybe it was just 3 then. I thought for some reason it was 4. But now this is not Zack Snyder, but you got some other acknowledgement. I believe DC should go to Netflix because this will give Netflix a new way to publish more Rebel Moon comics. Rebel Moon, the Director's Cut Anniversary, Netflix Zack Snyder. And let's see. Oh, jeez. Who liked this one? Oh, come on.
Colbert.
Stay on. Brett Colbert. Yes. Yes. Now, I just want to see if you got any other likes, though, from Zack Snyder. Because there's I mean, guys, he gets a lot of likes, so I don't even know them all. Let's see. Did Zack...
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of acknowledgement with these Director's Cuts posts from a lot of people who were in the movie.
I just want to see. Brett Colbert.
Yeah. I love that shot.
That's such a great shot. Brett Colbert again. Okay, so it looks like the ones I showed was only 3. It wasn't 4. Bat Dan sucks at math. But still, though, 3 is nothing to sneeze at, guys. Hey,
if you
stay like...
Yeah, those are the ones I have pinned to my profile.
Okay.
That's why they're stacked on top like that.
Well, that's probably a good method, though, to be honest. Still though. Okay, so how far apart were these? So this was from April 22nd, April 19th, April 4th. I mean, still though. Like, that's still great though that you got that acknowledgement from Zack Snyder himself. Like I'm really proud of you, man. I mean, this is what up, Sin Havoc?
What's up, Sin
Hey,
Havoc?
Sin Havoc, you missed a really great discussion that Rebel Moon Theory and I had about the possibility of the Rebel Moon in the Universal theme park should Netflix get Universal. You missed a really good discussion on that, so you'll have to check that one out on replay. But still, though, you've gone a long way, Rebel Moon Theory. You've gone a long way really building and expanding your platform. And I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of what you've accomplished and getting acknowledgement from Zack Snyder himself. That's huge, man. That's huge.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Of course. And I really wanted a chance to shout this out because I haven't done a Space-Tastic discussions in a while, and because of how I format this channel, it wasn't really a time to really cover that like this. So I really am glad to have this stream right now to go over that. So, again, I'm proud of you, man. I really am. And the future of the director's cuts. Do you think we're going to do this again? Like when we get Rebel Moon 3 and 4, do you think they're going to do the whole thing with the studio cuts and the director's cuts? Is this something they're going to do, you think?
Yes, 100%. I believe it.
Thanks, Sin. And feel free to DM me your thoughts once you see that. But, absolutely, because I think to me, more than likely what? I'm sorry. I mean, you're not the only one who does this. I mean, there are a lot of people, like I say something, we talk about other stuff, and then someone responds to that. And I'm like, wait, what are you referring to? So I just want to clarify.
I think you might be referring to director's cuts.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah. And to be fair, you did say that actually right after I said that. So, but anyway, I think that too, because to me it's such a great method, because you got the versions the kids can watch, and then you got the versions the adults can watch, the one that are Zack Snyder's true vision. But also it's more engagement for Netflix, because that's 4 separate projects. Okay, thank you for clarifying. 4 separate projects for the price of 1. How can you not do that? How can you not do that? And especially if Netflix has a theatrical studio arm, that they can... The fact that they have lost my train of thought, that they can have one do the director's cuts and then one do the studio cuts, like each the streamer and the theatrical studio, like that would be huge.
Oh yeah, man. Having a theatrical release for Rebel Moon, I'll be there.
Yeah. So, whether Netflix gets Warner Brothers streaming in studio as planned, or Universal and DC separately, either way, they are going to get a theatrical studio arm. One of those things are going to happen. I can feel it. And when that does happen, Universal or Warner Brothers distributing the studio cuts in this.
If I saw Rebel Moon in IMAX, I would be looking up like Jimmy did in Rebel Moon Part 1, where he's out in the rain and he's looking up in the sky. That would be me watching that movie in IMAX.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I think this is a good arrangement, because people can say all they want. Oh, they should have just gone straight to the director's cuts. They should have just done that. I'm like, the studio cuts did well, guys. Okay, first of all, the studio cuts did well. Second of all, very well. But second of all, it's still more engagement. And it's still a chance for Zack Snyder to have their vision. Because again, you don't want to just restrict it to the adults, because kids want to see Rebel Moon too. You want Rebel Moon to be seen by kids as well, but you can't show those hard R director's cuts to kids. I mean, my God, kids should not be seeing that stuff. But the studio cuts, that's their way to do it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And let's stop acting like the studio cuts were terrible movies. I just don't watch those anymore because I just rather watch the director's cuts. But if we only had the studio cuts, they're still really great movies.
Yeah, another thing is
So,
too, like another thing I wanted to say as well is that there is also this narrative out there trying to make it look like that whenever they did the PG-13 cuts of Rebel Moon, that it was like a BVS or Justice League situation. It wasn't like that at all. Zach specifically wanted the PG-13 cuts, and he's a fan of them too. I mean, if you want to know, you can either read the books or you can go look at the posts he's liked on my Instagram where he's liking posts of the PG-13 versions.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna get this. This is gonna happen. This is the best thing that Netflix could do. Like I think Rebel Moon, we're gonna get a trilogy of two-parters with director's cuts. That's what I think is gonna happen for the main saga. That is the main saga. Will be a trilogy of two-parters, studios and director's cuts. But we are gonna get director's cuts, guys, because I think it's a good method. It's a chance for Zach to have his full vision, but still do something for the kiddies, for the kids to watch. Yes. And I'm sure Zack Snyder can do that again, adjusting for inflation, because I'm sure it will be more than 166 million when he does that, because inflation's the thing. But again,
Here's the thing too. Oh, what's up?
I was just going to say, the budget may not be coming just from the Netflix streamer, too. Keep that in mind. It may also be coming from either Warner Brothers or Universal.
Yep.
So, you were saying.
Yeah, so another thing too, and I believe Scott Stuber was touching on this, how a movie budget with over $60 million has to make about 30 million account views in the first 28 days. So it's very interesting how when Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire came out, made over to about 97.0 million views, around that. And the PG-13, and then Part 2 made over 50 million views. And then the director's cut made views, and they combined those numbers. That shows you how successful Rebel Moon was.
Absolutely. And if it's successful once, why would they not do more? So, we've already discussed that silly narrative that it's canceled. Or, yeah, the narrative that's canceled silly. So, it's not canceled, guys. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. But people love saying that for some reason. Well, I know, Sin Havoc. I know. I mean, obviously, if what I think is going to happen once they're in theaters, we'll get they'll have to track those cuts differently. But and again, this is a theory. Absolutely, it's in hibernation. Zach has his other projects, and I will admit, if I had a choice between him doing his DC stuff first or doing his Rebel Moon first, I would pick his DC stuff because we've been waiting for that longer. Unless he does 3 and 4 and the director's cuts, while other guys do Man of Steel 2 and the Batfleck movie. That's actually better. You know what? Scratch that. I want to see Zack Snyder work on Rebel Moon 3 and 4, while the other directors do Man of Steel 2 and the Batfleck movie.
And something else I wanted to talk about too is they could even greenlit like more Rebel Moon projects outside of Rebel Moon 3 and 4, while Zach is doing ZSJL 2 and 3. Like they could do more comics, and they can do maybe some more games, and they could still be doing those little small Rebel Moon projects while we're waiting on Rebel Moon 3 and 4.
Like a series. Get
Yep.
Rebel Moon series.
Or an animated series, like an anime. That would be dope.
Yeah, well, if that happens, cartoons and cereal, Sky. I'm expecting a cartoons and cereal on that.
I was thinking about this for like an anime. Can you imagine if they got the studio who does Demon Slayer to do a Rebel Moon anime, and the series
Oh,
be focused on the world of BL, which is where Nemesis is from? Bro, that would be incredible.
oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I still want to see George Lucas to direct a project in the Rebel Moon franchise. I want to see that.
I want to
I
see
want to
Hayden
get
Christensen too.
yeah. George Lucas directs the projects. Hayden Christensen stars in it. But don't make him go back. Don't do that again. I want to see this guy expand his acting range. I don't want to see him be Darth Vader again. So, but yeah, I definitely think we are going to see more director's cuts, and I'm really glad that I had you on today to just really wait. What's highly unlikely? What did I say that was highly unlikely? I ramble sometimes on these streams, guys. Oh, George Lucas. George Lucas. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about George Lucas and Hayden Christensen. Hey, a man can dream, though. A man can dream. So, anyways. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I asked you to clarify, and then I realized right away, no, wait, you're talking about this. You're talking about this. So, really? Okay, interesting. I want to say George Lucas direct. Come on, we're going to get other directors involved in these projects. Get George Lucas on there. Come on. Let's do it. Anyway, though, future of the director's cuts, absolutely happen. And thank you, man, for coming on this channel. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate discussing this. And this was a really fun discussion. I really appreciate this. And anything you have coming up that you want to shout out?
Yeah, so I got some more Rebel Moon Bloodline mission videos that are going to be coming out soon. I'm going to be taking a little break for a little bit because I did upload so if you guys have been catching up with my channel, I've been uploading all gameplay of all the Warzone and Bloodline missions. Well, technically, it's all the Warzone missions, but there are some that I did play through when the Bloodline was in effect because the Warzone missions will have Bloodline effects that'll rotate usually the next few days or weeks. So pretty much what I've been doing is I've been recording all playthroughs of all those missions and putting videos out there on the channel. And I'm also going to be putting out all the other missions as well, like from the main story. And I'm going to be doing a bunch of Rebel Moon Bloodline coverage for a bit because I do feel like I need to cover. There's a lot I need to cover in that game. And also, I just been continuing to build the Rebel Moon 3 platform, for people who want to dive into the Rebel Moon universe, for people who really care about this franchise, and just continue to upload videos for this awesome universe, man.
Absolutely. Guys, subscribe to Rebel Moon Theory. I have him in the description, his information in the description. And coming up on this channel, possibly a Brand New Day review, a review of Spider-Man Brand New Day. That may be happening. But also, I went to Kings Island last week. This is a theme park owned by Six Flags in Ohio. And as I'm trying to get into the theme park genre a little bit more on this channel, I will be doing a review on that. I need to record it first. I need to get that recording in really soon because I want to still get that recording in while it's fresh in my mind. But that's going to be coming out soon because I had to No. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say whether I had a good time or not. I want that to be in the review. So check that out. And yes, the Paramount merger being blocked or on a temporary delay or whatever you want to call it, whatever semantical word you want to use. I don't want people to be like, I'm using the wrong word semantically. No. You know what I mean? So I will be covering that. So there's lots of great stuff coming up on this channel, guys. And guys, if you like this stream, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more unique takes, interesting thoughts, and great discussions such as these. Thank you so much, Rebel Moon Theory, for coming on to discuss these topics, to just celebrate the Rebel Moon director's cuts. And on that note, any final words?
I am JC Warfare 35. Have a bad-tastic day. Have a space-tastic day.
Yep. Have a space-tastic day.